Watchers, fellow dragons, and all, welcome back to more reading of Finding the Happiness You Need, and Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 have been released. So yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, everyone. You know me, and you know Worlds, we're gonna be doing this. Boy, last chapter sure was crazy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh boy, hopefully they help Emma.
Hopefully.
Well then, shall we? Uh, okay.
Shall we begin? Okay, who goes first?
You read because I'm Fiona here.
Okay. two were get
The
what?
others.
The others were gathering
Yep.
in the living room, enjoying the afternoon tea and cookies Balan had made and enjoying each other's company when Fiona burst in looking like the worst thing has just happened.
Balin!
She called out, running up to him. The tall being stood up and caught the table as she ran into his arms, hugging him.
Fiona? What happened, my dear?
He asked, sensing something awful has happened, especially when he didn't see Emma with the table. Tears began to flow down Fiona's face.
It's Emma.
She said, making everyone else sit up. What? Straighter?
Yeah, straighter.
Straighter at hearing that.
This lady came up to us and took Emma away, saying she was a runaway and that a rich couple was going to adopt her. Is? Hang on a moment, people. Okay, people, we're still getting used to these inhabitants and such, so yeah.
Okay. What?
Let's see. He's said in shock. That can't be right.
Cass said.
Emma was kicked out of that orphanage. She didn't run away. Sana looked upset, of course. How dare that woman take away Emma after kicking her out?
She said.
Disrespectful.
Lucy said.
Yeah, she's the artist.
Lucy said her
Accent.
and said, making the words sound like she was spitting out something unpleasant.
There's the old man. There's our old gentleman, Bruce. You could be. Bruce stood up.
Did she say Will she was taking Emma?
Are you okay? I want you to have a chance to be characters too.
Fuck, there's a lot of people in here now. Why? Okay. Did she said Will she was taking Emma?
He asked. No.
Fiona said.
She only said there was a rich couple looking to adopt her.
Balan lifted up his head as he came to a
decision.
A decision.
I'll escort a city, but I'm not sure where to begin.
He said.
Let us help, Balin.
How you said?
We can search for Emma. She's got to still be in the city. At least, I hope so.
Sana nodded.
I know some people in this city. I can make entries if any of them have adopted a child recently.
She said.
I'll help with that.
Fiona said as she said. Fiona said as she snuffled. I don't know, is that a word?
I wish I could have done something to stop Emma from being kidnapped.
You didn't know what was going on, Fiona.
Jose said gently.
And what if that woman had been, what if that woman had been, and it would have been too risky? Why? You're so
You get the
much
you get
people.
you get fireman.
I hated it to fireman. Anyways, okay. That's right.
Uh, Jose.
Sit.
Jose's right.
He says.
Wow, wow, you're getting a lot of guy characters. I'm getting most of the women.
Josh,
I'm
right?
sorry. Is it wrong? I'm sorry.
Whatever. Just go.
Okay.
There's a few orphans in town. I am sure that directors will gladly assist in the an
Official investigation.
official investigation once they hear a child was kidnapped.
And we can search all over.
Yoi said. Baron nodded.
Appreciating.
Appreciating. Fuck.
Are you
Hell,
okay?
no. I'm gonna screw up, and you're gonna be the one correcting me. How they were all coming together. Though he noticed Leo looked distracted, and left the room in his sadness,
Devastation.
devastation, and
Depression.
depression. Always glance appeal, and he nodded to Balin. I'll keep an eye on the boy.
He said.
The maestro the inhabitants.
I appreciate all the help. I hang on, let me read that again. I appreciate all of you willing to help find Emma.
He said.
Were you even or was I?
You were even.
Okay. She's one of us, Balin.
Even says softly. We won't let this attention go unpunished.
Cal said firmly. Ah, it's our clown boy!
You wanna be the clown?
Yeah, I'll be him. We will get Emma back.
I guess his name.
Attil.
Attil says with a nod.
Attilio? Yeah, Attilio, that's his name. God, it's gonna be hard pronouncing these guys' names.
And why is there so much people?
I guess my sort of little rant sort of gave the idea to the author. I guess it's the idea of having these guys interact a bit more and having time to shine, but I was in for a surprise.
Do you really have to do it? Now I don't know if I can do all of these voices.
It's okay. I know how I can help if you feel troubled. Anyways.
Balin nodded again.
Let me know if any of you find anything.
He said.
Any clue to where she is will be help immensely.
The group.
Okay. Okay. I got this. Because Lance is gonna talk here.
Okay.
Besides, you seemed like you needed a little break. The group scattered while Balin went to find Leo. Finding Lance outside Leo's door, and the tendril being knotted.
He locked himself in there.
He said, his voice sympathetic.
It might be best to let him have some time alone. The news of Emma's kidnap has really upsetted him.
I must set all of us too. It's a. Oh, God, hang on, let me repeat that. You really need to. I know! Don't need to correct me on that! Ugh. It's upset all of us, too.
The maestro said his face. The maestro said his face sad.
I hope she's at least alright.
I'm not so Balin.
Lance said softly. And he would have been right. As the days passed, Emma was miserable with her new family. They were one of the richest couples in the city, but while they had a lot of money, they looked down upon Emma like she wasn't part of the family. And they certainly didn't treat her like a daughter. She was put in the servants' quarters and spoken to harshly, only allowed to come out and be dressed when there was an important function to the couple, and they felt having Emma come along would boost their image. Yep, I had a
What
feeling.
the heck?
Even the kids her age were rather snobbish and not nice, unlike Leo. Emma now hugged herself as she walked down the hallway to the servants' quarters, ready to get out the ball gown she was wearing and take off the shoes. They were making her hurt her feet. She saw the door was open and out stepped the butler, who gave her a sympathetic look as he held the door open for her, and she gave him a nod.
Thank you.
She said softly. Inside, a few of the maids saw her and stood up.
This is a random person, so do you want
Yeah,
some help, Emma?
one of them asked kindly. The girl nodded, and they helped her out of the dress and shoes, and the teenager got dressed in the servant's clothes. Oh, Balin ain't gonna be happy about this!
Crap.
Heck, I think Lance would actually be, well, Lance is Lance. We don't know exactly how he's gonna feel about this. Gosh, could envision what happened with Will and Helen in a Knight's situation. I'm pretty sure Knights would be pretty mad.
Of course.
I mean, come on, they're friends. In the ideal. She had been given the wear. She sighed in relief, as it was better than the dress and shoes, but her shoulders dropped as she began to cry.
Oh, Emma.
One of the maids said, hugging her gently.
The the butler came in and he looked saddened.
This is unacceptable.
He said,
If only there was a way to sneak Emma out of here.
"It won't be easy."
One of the maids said softly.
I wish we didn't work for such an awful couple.
Another maid said,
Another maid came in and looked tired.
oh, that whole mess after I had just cleaned the ballroom.
She said,
Emma quietly moved away from them, going to her own bed in the sleeping quarters. She sniffled as she didn't like living here. The couple was so horrible to her, they didn't give her hugs or any sort of affection, unlike Balin, because people should know Balin is best.
I know, love him.
Seriously. He, I mean, he's not doing anything wrong. He's just trying to be a good guy. He's trying to help and such. It's just like, dude, let us spoil you too.
No tickles.
I don't think I don't. If he knows, he knows.
Good.
Go on.
Okay, she hugged herself as she thought about Balin, who was in many ways like a father to her, and she had been missing him terribly over the past few days. She felt a hand on her shoulder, and she thought it was the butler, who kneeled to her
Don't worry.
level. He said
If the man you
gently,
speak of fondly as your father is everything you've told us, then he'll move mountains to find you and get you back home. She gave him a grateful smile. The one good thing about being with the servants was that they treated her nicely because they were mistreated by the rich couple. She had told them a bit about Balin, and they had been amazed, saying he sounded like a real father to the girl. Emma now laid down, resting her head on her pillow, tired from the big dance she had gone to, and she lay there and she began to think of Wonderworld and how she had come to love it, and she began to miss it horribly. But worst of all, she missed Balin and Leo. The the former because he was like a father to her, and the latter because he had been her first real friend. Yeah, basically Leo is her best, basically was her best friend, but also like a brother. Not even kidding on that.
of
I'm not gonna
course,
lie on it.
it's cute.
Yeah, they're nice. Okay, she wanted nothing more than to go back to the theater with them and the other inhabitants who had made her feel welcome and like she was also been there with them.
You want me to take over?
Uh, if you don't
Nobody's
mind,
talking.
that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Her mind, her mind wandered to one day when she had found some baby Tims under her bed as they were t-
They
what
had tackled.
had tackled her playfully, wanting to play, and she had fun playing with them. When Balin had found her later on, he saw that Emma was cuddling some of the baby Tims, and one of them in
Particular.
particular, a pink one with bunny ears, seen had seen and take a
Shine.
sign to the girl, and seemed more than c-
Content.
content to sit in her lap and just be there for the girl. Okay, um, Emma hugged her pillow, now missing them all as tears fall down her face. He- Can I the word?
Hitting.
Hitting her pillow as she cried herself to sleep. Wishing Balin was there to take her away from the horrible place, and wishing Leo was there to comfort her. The other servants go out felt their hearts go out to the girl.
If only we could get a message out to this Balin she speaks of, or someone who knows him. We could tell him that she's here and think of a way to help her escape.
One of the maids says, "You want me to take this one?"
Sure.
I wish we could inv- inv- in I can't read the
Involve.
word. Involve the police, but our employers knew too many of them.
Another said. Until we can find a way to help Emma, we must do our best to show her that she's not alone. Oh, that's the butler. I'm sorry. Because there's so many maids in here. I'm trying to say it again.
The butler became a fanboy.
uh, try it again. Try it again. Thank you. Until we can find a way to help Emma, we must do our best to show her that she's not alone.
Thank you, Riala.
It's no problem. It's no problem.
Okay, the butler said as they heard her crying before. All girl cried. In fuck.
Indicated.
Indicating the girl had cried herself to sleep again.
At the theater, everyone was becoming sad too, as a few clues didn't pan out and they were not closer to finding Emma. But they all didn't give up in looking, hoping to soon find the girl and bring her home. I like how the inhabitants actually have more to show in this. It shows a bit of each of them. Oh, and we also get to see what happened with Emma. Yeah. Oh boy.
This is gonna be beautiful.
I know. Chapter 10, boys. Chapter 10. Let's pretty much. What did you think of this chapter?
I wish we had another person reading with us. I don't
I
want to do all those
know.
voices.
Though honestly, we'd rather have someone who at least, you know, you know what I mean,
Knows the story.
and at least can at least provide different voices too.
Of course.
Anyways, moving on, and it's definitely not Sonic Star. All right, chapter 10. Oh boy. 2 weeks had now passed since Emma had been kidnapped, and though everyone was still searching for her, each clue or lead they didn't yield much, and they were all getting a bit
Oh, give me a bit.
frustrated. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh. Moment, please. All right. Your turn to read.
It seems one of the orphan directors was
It's a fireman.
I know.
It's okay.
It's I don't know how to give him voice. It seems one of the orphan directors was tight-lipped when we asked her about Emma.
Issa said,
I don't know how to give him a voice, but I'm gonna try. It could be the same one that asked me if I have seen Emma.
Jose said, it seemed even some of the rich people are keeping their mouths shut too.
Bean said softly. Otto shook his head.
Where could our Emma be?
He
Oh.
asked, worried.
That's actually in character right there. Yes, sweet clown boy.
You know,
She's still somewhere in the city.
Hayu said.
I heard one of the kids from the rich family say that they had seen Emma at parties. So she's still here.
Lucy said.
Good. That narrows our search a little. Ah! Go away.
But not enough to find out exactly where she is.
That works.
Whatever, I'm just trying.
Bruce said sadly. Yuri and Cass both sighed, and Leo, who had been listening, suddenly stood up, deciding enough was enough, and he began to head to the entrance of the theater. The others looked up at him, but didn't stop him, knowing that Emma's kidnapping had really affected the boy.
The boy marched
Marched,
towards the door,
determined.
determined to find Emma and bring her back, no matter what it took. Just as he was about to reach for the door handles, a hand gently caught his wrist and turned to see it was Balin who was giving him a
Concerned.
concerned look.
Leo, where are you going?
He asked.
I'm gonna find Emma.
The boy said, his voice firm with
Firm.
I know I said foam. Whiz. I said it was wheeze.
Resolve.
Yes!
There you go. And no force on earth is gonna stop me until she's safely home again.
Balin smiled and Balin smiled glad?
Glad.
Glad to see the boy was loyal to the girl who that was his first best friend.
I know, son.
The tall being said.
That's why I'm going with you. Oh! Yeah! I knew it! I freaking knew it! I knew it!
Leo blinked. He had been ready to argue with the maestro, but he was glad to see that the tall being was agreeing with him.
But
Balin continued.
we can't go alone. Thump, thump, thump.
Jumping
Jumping
Jack.
Jack came up to them.
Go ahead.
We all can help.
He said,
Gesturing.
gesturing to himself and the others. So,
Sentient.
sentient costumes that came up to them. The inhabitants came up to them too. As did Lance, to most everyone's surprise.
Yeah! Lance! I did say he should do more. So yeah, he's gonna be doing something finally. I guess they heard my complaints.
Stop complaining. This is their story.
I know. It was just my little gripe. That was the only thing I had to say. Anyways.
Fiona had. Fuck.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Fiona was on her cell phone and she smiled before looking at the others.
Sana's on her way,
She said.
She has some good news.
That made everyone perked up, and soon Sana came through the door, looking a bit out of breath, but she nodded.
I found out where Emma is.
She said.
A man approached me on the street and said a young girl had okay had described me to him, and he figured I must know her.
Seeing they were all listening, she continued.
I asked if the girl's name was Emma, and he said yes. Ease looked hopeful.
What did he tell you after that?
He asked. He said the couple that adopted Emma do not treat her well, but merely use her to boost their image of a perfect family.
Sana said.
Oh!
Damn, Ashley.
No. You got read this.
Balin
Clenched.
Balin clenched his fist at hearing that, and Lucy placed a hand on his shoulder, to which he took a deep breath and calmed down, giving her a grateful nod, and then had his head before looking at the lady who loved birds.
Please continue, Sana.
He said. She nodded.
The couple are at a huge gala on the other side of town, and a man told me Emma is going to be there.
She said.
He said if the person Emma calls Balin is everywhere, everything she told them, then he knows we'll come rescue her.
Sounds like this man works for the couple to have spoken with Emma.
Bruce said.
A butler, perhaps.
Isa suggested.
Either way, we now know where Emma is, and we can get her back.
Jose said. Okay, I get this. Lance looked thoughtful before looking at Balin, who nodded, knowing what his counterpart was thinking.
You will do this for Emma?
He asked. Go for it. In a ways. Wait, was
yes.
that?
Oh God! I guess
Wait. You'll do it for Emma?
He asked. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little mixed up between these guys. I'm sorry. It's just how they were placed here.
After
Anyways,
this, after
the
this, we both gotta
the
have to
ten-
go take a nap.
okay. Okay. The tendril being said before closing his eyes.
I can fit. I can
Faintly.
faintly sense her, and she's definitely not happy.
Let's hurry then.
Lucy said
Urgently.
urgently. Val nodded and looked at the costumes well, that were gathered around.
Can you all provide distraction?
He asked.
You can count on us, Balin.
A costume that looks like a train engine said with a nod, and the other costumes sounded their agreement.
Yay!
He nodded and turned to the human inhabitants.
I can sneak you all inside, but I'm going to need you all to distract the other guests. You got it, Balin.
Ivan says the one says the Ivy says at once, and the others nodded. Leo was glad they
Yeah.
were all on board.
When do we go?
He asked.
Right now.
He said with a smile before snapping his fingers. What if he? It would be funny actually when Sana comes in. She kicks the door open and somebody was just behind the door like lands and yes gets hit by the door.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? I'm sorry. That was a little too fast.
Better be fast because I don't want to say it again.
I don't know what you said there.
Good.
Oh gosh. Okay.
In an instant, they were all in the garden, and Balin quickly used his magic to give them all fancy clothing to help them blend in.
All right, split up and look for Emma.
He said. Balin, it might be best if someone could shut off the lights for a moment to allow you to get Emma out.
Lance said.
I am surprised I'm saying this, but I agree with him.
Easy said.
Shut up! I'm changing the voices because I just too much people. I don't get.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand what you mean. Hey, I might actually do. Hey, I actually might reread this or something, for probably a stream or something. That way, others can pretty much see how this goes.
Okay. Leo gave it some thought and turned to the green hair boy and beside him, who nodded.
Leo and I can shut off the power once Emma's located.
He said.
Good.
Balin said.
All right, let's move. The group mingled with each other while the costumes quickly provided entertainment, which impressed the rich people, who thought the costumes were performers, and while the acrobats were perhaps not quite what the rich people were used to seeing. Have you been to a circus before?
Mm-mm.
The costumes did it so smoothly that everyone was impressed. I mean, then again, look at the ones in Knights. That pretty much also comes off with something. I like to think that Knights basically makes a cameo in this somewhere.
Perhaps.
I mean, they're probably in human form and such. That's just a funny thought.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Leo looked around and spotted Emma sitting in a corner, looking tired, sad, and bored. She lifted up her head as a teenager about her age, who was from a rich family, grabbed her hand and began dancing with her. Though she tried to pull away, her green eyes looked around for help, and she spied Leo. Her eyes widened before she looked hopeful, and she mouthed the word help.
Nodded the blue-eyed boy quickly found Balin and motioned him to motioned to him until the tall being went over to him and kneeled down to the boy's height.
Did you find Emma?
He asked in a whisper. Leo nodded and
Gestured.
gestured.
Over there.
He said, well, they could see the girl was dancing with another boy but was trying to get away. Balin nodded.
Go find Hayu and get the power supply,
he said.
But be careful, son. We will,
the boy said before looking
honest.
Blah.
Just promise you'll get Emma out of here. I will.
The maestro promised.
Okay, I know Lance is there too and such, but what is he like in? Honestly, he and Balin would kind of look a little odd too, considering
Look,
their
wait.
appearances.
Maybe they're in human forms. Oh, Lance is just hiding in Balin's saddle.
I mean, that could make sense, and Balin could be in a human disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how those fans basically draw them what they would look like in human form. And no, not Balin's actual face underneath the hat. I mean, how those arts look where he's got like a tan skin and such.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I basically go for it. Anyways.
Leo quickly found Hayu and Eris. I don't know. Helped them find the power supply. But
I got this. Okay, get ready.
The firefighter said.
I can't ease here. 3, 2, 1.
The boys turned off the lights, turned off the power, and inside the guests were crying out in alarm, wondering what had happened. Emma quickly got away from the boy she had been dancing with and backed away using the dog to her advantage. Her advantage. She just wished she remembered where the door was. Suddenly, a hand gently clapped. Clamped over her mouth and gasped as he gasped. A whisper in her ear was alarm. An alarm came around her waist.
Emma, it's me.
When she heard the familiar voice, she turned her head back and was just as her eyes adjusted. She was a familiar white silk hat and moved closer to him.
Actually, that's what Knight's gloves are made out of, along with the sleeves. They are made of silk, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That explains why they're so shiny.
Mm-hmm. Closer to him, nodding. He picked her up.
Hold on tight.
He whispered to her. She clung to him as they vanished from the room, and they were soon out in the fresh air before Balin began quickly moving.
Well, he is pretty fast on his feet. I mean, have you seen that opening scene? Seriously, he's freaking fast on his feet, and no one is able to see him because he's that fast. Lance, I have Emma,
he said as if the tender being was beside him.
Get the others and meet us back at the theater. I got this. On the roof, Lance nodded and quickly called up his patrols, allowing the costumes and other inhabitants to use them to get out of the gala before he sent a wave of darkness to darken the room. He then landed beside Ize, Leo, and Hayu.
Balin got Emma. It's time we take our leave,
he said with a nod. The boys quickly turned the power back on, and Lance used his magic to help them catch up to the others, and it wasn't long before they were all at the theater again. Emma continued clinging to Balin, afraid to let go.
But Balin,
she sobbed out, clinging to him as tears fell down her face. Shh, I'm here, Emma.
he said smoothly, rubbing her back as he hugged her. Re-
Rubbing her back.
Oh, yeah, I did read it, rubbing her back as he hugged her
Reassuringly.
recently. Fiona came from forward and Balin pulled her into the hug too, so the diver could hug the 15-year-old,
Oh, Emma.
the young woman said. Fiona?
The girl said, hugging her.
Everyone came forward to hug Emma.
We're glad you're back, Emma.
Ato says.
She sniffled.
How did you guys find me?
She asked. A man came up to me and told me where we could find you.
Shauna said with a smile.
He mentioned you told him about Balin and how he felt Balin would find you. Emma lifted her head and smiled.
The butler.
She sat before her sniffling again as Leo hugged her and she hugged back.
He and the maids weren't kind to me.
I'll find a way to repay them for their kindness.
Balin said with a nod.
For now, I think it's safe to say none of us are going anywhere for the rest of the day. Smart decision!
Everyone nodded, and later on, Leo went to find Balin, who smiled at him.
How is Emily? How is Emma, Leo? I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Okay. Obvious Balin is talking here. Okay. You go ahead. You continue reading.
No. Okay. Wait, level. Okay. He asked, knowing how close the boy was to the girl.
She's hanging out with Yuri and Cass, and they're helping her forget about those mean people.
He said before he suddenly hugged Balin.
You kept your word about getting her out of there.
The
Entertainer.
entertainer smiled and hugged the boy.
Yes.
He said.
I would have moved mountains to get Emma back. She's one of us, and always will be. Just as you are, my son.
Leo hugged him again before grinning at feeling fingers poking his ribs as he...
No!
You're right, boy. No tickling.
Go, Leo. It's okay, you don't need to read that part. I got it out of the way. Anywho. Oh, he does call him Dad here. Okay.
The boy pleaded. The Tobin paused the tickling total for his mind
Registering.
registering that Leo had just called him Dad. He smiled a moment before helping him sit up in his lap.
Leo, do you see me as a father?
He asked gently.
He's Dunkler Balin, okay?
The blue-eyed boy bit his lip but nodded.
Yeah.
He said.
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to slip out.
Balin chuckled.
Leo, I don't mind you calling me Dad, if that's what you choose to do.
He said.
I already see you as my son. I actually began to think you and Emma are as my children the night I found you both in the alley. Oh, that's just so cute!
He said. When he heard that, the boy began to realize why Balin had been so
concerned
and also
eager
to show the boy that he was safe in the Citadel. The Maestro had eventually adopted him the night he found him. The boy leaned closer to the turbine, resting his head on his shoulder, and felt lanky but strong arms around him to comfort him.
You're really okay with it?
The boy asked. The tall bean nodded.
Yes.
He said. Leo hugged him again.
Thanks, Dad.
He said, a little hesitant since it has been a long while since he had called someone that. He had stopped calling his own father that name when the man had begun to drink.
You're welcome, son.
The maestro said, giving the boy a fatherly kiss on the forehead, making Leo smile as he began to feel better and was glad Emma was back. And
He vowed that no one would take her away from home again. He'd fight for her if he had to. This was a good chapter.
yeah,
Everyone basically played their parts, and yeah, this end chapter definitely was nice.
I know, but I love it. It's good.
I know. It's just like, ah. And again, it basically Balin is basically this type of a figure right here. Then Lance is pretty much just gonna be the straight man here, or at least the sort of, shall we say, pretty chill Dunkler here. Like, yes, he's odd, but he isn't intending to hurt anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope we get a chapter centered around it, because come on, we need to at least give Balin a little bit of a break. Like, we know he's doing a lot. We know he basically had points in this, but yeah, maybe Lance could do a little more. I don't know, maybe give him his own chapter at some point. That's just a thought. I know the story isn't over yet. I know that.
Maybe you stop and let them write what they
I mean,
want to
it's just
do.
a thought.
Okay
Who
then.
knows? Who knows? Maybe have Lance have a little heart to heart with Emma. I mean, Leo already had a chance to have a conversation with the guy. Why not Emma?
So voice, voice actor talking to voice actor. I see.
Oh boy, but yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know I did.
It was good.
Yeah. And we'll see you all later. And to the author of this, I wish you luck with the remaining chapters and whatever you'll come up with next. Because honestly, I'm really curious to see where it goes.
Yeah. It's can't wait to see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah. Laters, everyone.
Good night and sweet dreams.
And another thing, may the show continue.